Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ghostech Paranormal. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at some of our most scariest moments throughout the years. I'll be joined by Phil and Mark, and also at the locations, sometimes it's not the ghosts, the spirits or the entities that will make you jump, sometimes it's your own team members. We'll also be showing some clips that have never ever been seen before. So, without further ado, let's run some footage. So this, where we're entering now, this used to be the fly loft, and it used to have a walkway that went all the way round, and they used to drop in the scenery from up here down onto the stage, which is now the reception area downstairs, and this is where we captured the girl's voice. I remember saying, if there's anyone down on the stage at all that can hear me, and the child's voice repeated those words, 13 words back to me. And when I walked to the back of the room, I knocked on the door and said, "Can you knock back?" And the child's voice said, "Who's that banging?" So let's go through this way. So this just had a walkway round the edge, and none of this floor was here. This is where the scenery used to be lowered down onto the stage. They've unfortunately, the door that I knocked on. Holy shit! Whoa! Holy I kid you not, she just spoke to me right in that room. Right in that room. Unfortunately, the door that I knocked on. Holy shit! Whoa! Holy I kid you not, she just spoke to me right in that room. Right in that room.
Oh, I can see it again. No, the light.
Is it in there?
Look.
Yeah. Hang on, whereabouts?
That's not Jeff. That can't be Jeff.
Whereabouts is it?
Oh, that way, look.
Yep. Do you want me to go over there?
Shit, that helicopter's... They still go in the light.
I can see it.
Just be careful, because you don't trip over anything and fall on a spike or something. We've got this helicopter coming back. It's an army one, which is a bit unnerving.
Unfortunately, got the army helicopter out again. How am I doing with this direction of this light? We're in trouble, aren't we?
Something's going on. I just saw a light. There's a light. There was a light somewhere in the woods in front of me, and now there comes a helicopter. There's a helicopter coming in. It's very low over the trees. Here it comes. What the hell's going on? I kid you not, there was lights in the trees, within the trees, and at the same time a helicopter has just come right over in the exact position. Something's going on. Holy shit. Mark! Clive! Something's going on! I've just seen some lights, and now the helicopter's over here. There was lights, and the helicopter's over here. The walkie-talkie's not working. Right. Shit. There were some sort of lights within the trees. That helicopter came right over above me, as if it was looking for something. My walkie-talkie is now dead. I'm going to pack up all this equipment and make my way back to Clive and Mark, who are all the way on the other side at the landing site.
Now we think there's two helicopters. He's coming over here, look. That's the second one. That's two, I can see it. Just up above it, look. There's a second Apache helicopter now, flying over the top of us. I'm sure he can probably see us down here with his night vision.
I'm now making my way back to Clive and Mark. Got to try and find my way back. Hopefully I'm going in the right direction. Something's going on. Here comes another helicopter. There's two now.
REM pod. The REM pod has just been activated on the sculpture.
Fucking freezing cold, then.
And I've gone cold.
I've gone really odd. Ah.
And there's nothing there physically, no?
No, there's nothing out on it.
Is there anything here with us now? Oh my god, what's that?
The helicopter's coming
Yeah,
back.
so I'm trying to. We just had the REM pod activate.
I think I caught the tail end of it.
And now we've got the helicopters back again. They're all over the place. This light phenomenon, it's everywhere.
What's it?
No.
What?
Oh,
What have you seen?
oh! I saw something next to you.
You're
I saw.
fucking kidding me.
No. I've gone. Oh my god!
I've gone all fucking odd.
It was stood right next to you, and it was here,
Oh, fuck.
and it was the same height as you.
So I'm making my way back. I think this is the right way, but there's something happening. There's a lot of activity at the moment. There seems to be helicopters all over the place. Right, let's get back. Let's find Mark and Clive.
We're down here. It looks like this was the main control room for when they utilised this bunker for the Southern Railway. There's all sorts of apparatus behind us which would have been quite technically advanced in the day it was being used. Is there any of the old workers here? Did you enjoy your job down here? This was a very secret place, and I suppose you had to have top level security clearance to come down here. Were you overseen by the military when you were doing your day-to-day jobs looking after the Southern Railway? Have we got any soldiers down here now that used to guard this facility? I suppose it makes you quite annoyed that we're actually in here.
Hey, Mark. Don't make it obvious, but as you're talking, there's something walking up closer down this long tunnel just behind me. Right. And I can hear it moving. I could hear the crackling of the dirt under the feet. So just carry on as you was.
So as I was saying, is there any soldiers in here trying to get us out of this facility? Because it would have been top secret and we would have needed top secret clearance to be down here. So is there any soldiers down here who want us out? There would have been civilian people down here working for Southern Railway. Obviously, you weren't allowed to tell anyone where you were coming to work. Was that hard on you? And
Heard that.
so did I. Obviously, you weren't allowed to tell anyone where you were coming to work. Was that hard on you? And
Heard that.
so did I.
You alright?
Matthew?
My chair moved, but I don't know why. Did you move this chair? It was a bit bizarre.
Did it just shift down when you were sitting on it?
It moved backwards. Did it creak then?
Yeah. Are you playing with this chair?
I'll sit back in it.
Yeah. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Well, it was because it was on perfectly flat ground, and it just... I wasn't really even leaning back on it. It just suddenly, the chair moved backwards, noticeably. This chair is making funny, weird noises. I'm not being funny.
There's some knocking coming from that chair. You're sitting still, I can see you.
Move the chair.
You didn't say which chair.
That chair just moved.
If you're not associated with the hangman's noose in there, are you associated with anything in here that's in a cabinet? Maybe a gun, a car, or this coffin that I'm standing in front of? It would be nice to hear you speak. You may have to shout so that I can hear you. I do have a recorder here that will pick up any noises like banging. And Phil has a camera that we'll see in the dark, and he too has a recorder. You come over here and make a noise on one of the cabinets.
Was that you?
No. Okay, that's nice. You come over here and make a noise on one of the cabinets.
Was that you?
No. Okay, that's nice.
Well, that was a noise and a half, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, I'm sure you moved back quick. I'll move back a bit more.
Can you do something? Throw something? Make some sort of noise to let us know that you can hear us, please.
What you got?
Can you see our static cam?
Yes.
Something moved across from right to left and blocked out the whole red light. Can you see it up there? Is there anything there? Okay, something's with us.
you're supposed to be so big and powerful. We're not seeing much evidence of that at the moment. Let us see you. What is it? What's happened? Have you been pinched? What happened? Oh, where's the camera?
Oh, that hurt.
What happened, yeah?
Oh, something's stinging me. I can't see anything.
Because of the light we're in. Who did that?
Hey, look.
Shit, that's drawn blood. I can't really see neither because this is in here you've got. It looks like you've been bitten, like by teeth.
Is there something standing behind me?
There's something really close to you. It literally sounds like it's coming from next to you. You've done what we've said, haven't you? You've come up into the middle of the room. Are you standing behind my friend? Put your hand on his shoulder. I know you can do this because last time you had hold of his shirt.
Did something just move, or there was banging?
Yeah, it was definitely a noise.
Go over here.
What?
The smell.
My t-shirt was just pulled, proper pulled, and it made me jump.
Are there any workers here at all, please? He's picking up movement. That side.
From down the hallway.
The direction of the movement of the light that's lighting up is from that way. Fucking hell, Phil.
What?
I kid you not. I just saw something black move at the bottom of our camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Hell.
What was it? What happened? You okay? Go on. You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
What happened?
Fucking hand on the door.
You saw a hand on the door?
No.
Of the other side?
I fucking hurt my arm as well. I yanked my arm. I pulled my arm right back. It scared me for a second. I reached for the light switch
Yeah.
and there was already a hand there. When we left here in the early hours of the morning, Phil didn't realise that he was scratched until he got up this morning, got out of bed, and he's got a few scratches on him. So let's have a look, Phil.
Indeed. It was not something which I noticed at the time, but as I say, when I got in, I was pretty tired, so just literally got straight into bed. It was only when I woke up this morning that I thought, what's that? And yeah, got a scratch right up there. But I checked in the bed just in case there was anything in there. There obviously wasn't. My nails are short. I don't think it's the sort of scratch which, you know, it's not somewhere where you'd naturally do it. But I don't know. It's a bit sore.
One of the most scariest locations to date was Englefield Hall. Phil and I carried out the investigation, and there was a nasty entity trying to scare us away from the property. At one point, Phil and I took a break. We looked at each other, and I said to Phil, if you want to leave, we'll turn on the lights, pack up our equipment and get the hell out of there. And Phil replied, we've never walked away from an investigation before. This is how scary Englefield Hall was. Oh, shit.
What?
Something's moving.
What, you saw it?
No, I heard something coming towards me.
What?
I actually thought someone was walking down this hallway towards me, and that's why I jumped back, because I wasn't expecting it. I heard the banging of boots on the floor. Heavy footsteps. Well, I'm just going to say that the evening started off pretty quiet, and as the evening has gone on, things have started to pick up. And there's banging from that room again. And me and Phil can actually say that this is probably one of the spookiest places that we've been in, and one of the scariest places. As the evening's gone on, lots of things have been happening, one after the other. Hello? Whoa!
There was... sounded like footsteps on the stairs.
Hi, Phil.
Hello, Jeff. You all right?
Yeah, all good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. And my apologies if it's noisy in the background, but there's quite a few lorries in the yard this morning. So if there's any clonks or anything, the viewers will know what it is.
Okay. So, yeah, we're talking about our scary moments. I suppose up until a year or so ago, it would have been the old Norwood fire station, because that has everything from poltergeist activity, doors opening and closing. There's children, there's voices of females and males in the place. There's everything. It just seems to go on at the old Norwood fire station. But it's not a place even though you feel a little bit wary and a little bit scared, it's not a place that will do you any harm as such.
No.
You know, so that was always, I guess, on top of my list.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one thing which happened to me there on one of our visits was a door slammed in front of me, and that made me jump. It wasn't scary as such, because as you quite rightly say, that particular place feels friendly. You know, you don't feel that there's any harm meant towards you.
Yeah, I mean, that all changed for me when we went to Englefield Hall. It was just myself. You come along. Mark wasn't able to be with us, and you know, from the outside it looks like a newish sort of building, although it's not. It's quite a few hundred years old, but it doesn't look threatening or anything, you know, like that whatsoever. And of course, you know, we started off our investigation there, and everything. I mean, there was a few things that happened, but you know, like my T-shirt being moved. There was noises, footsteps banging. I think we even captured a door opening and closing by itself. But everything seemed sort of fine until it got to 11 o'clock, and everything seemed to change then. You know, when we were approaching the third floor, there was footsteps, and I jolted back. That did scare me. And then it seemed to sort of ramp up with the footsteps downstairs, the pacing in the hallway, and even at one point, it's footsteps come running up towards me, which did make me really, really jump. And you know, halfway through, we were outside deciding if we should turn on the lights, pack up our stuff and leave, which we've never done before, only because we felt threatened, you know?
That's true. I mean, as you quite rightly say, from the outside, it doesn't look anything special. And to be truthful, when we went in there and we were setting up, it seemed a very friendly place. And we started the investigation. Yes, there was some knocks and we heard the occasional footstep. I think one thing, that when your T-shirt started getting moved around, you know, I was stood literally behind you filming it, and that was a bit freaky, but not scary. It changed, as you quite rightly say, 11 o'clock. It was bizarre because all of a sudden the atmosphere felt different, and what we were encountering, it seemed a lot more menacing. You mentioned on the third floor, as we went to go up the stairs, we heard footsteps, quite heavy footsteps, coming towards us, but it was also a feeling of, hold on a second, what's going on here? You know, it was very deliberate. But the biggest scare for me was when we were downstairs and we were coming through the hallway to the main hall, and literally we'd heard bangs, we'd heard various noises, and then as loud as anything, these footsteps, it sounded like somebody was in boots, like work boots, and they came running at us, and it was loud, it was very deliberate, and I remember you literally turned and ran through me as I'm not saying that I wasn't scared, because I did. I moved away quick because it felt like something was going to attack us, and I think it was at that point we left the building and went outside and talked about, you know, what should we do.
I think well, I'm glad that we did stay on, because we captured some really good evidence, but I think there was something nasty there and it didn't want us there. It was, I think there's several spirits there, definitely children, because we sort of interacted with a child that wanted to play, but whatever's is there, it is nasty, and it seems to want to come out, you know, from 11 o'clock onwards.
It wanted to chase us away, it didn't want us there, and it's the first time where you and I have actually spoke about, shall we continue? or not. We both agreed, no, let's get back in there, which we did, and we stayed there probably about another hour, something like that. We didn't stay too much longer because things were happening, and we just thought, you know what, it's time to knock it on the head now. But that was a moment in particular which I found, I don't often get scared, as you know, but that did make me jump quite a lot.
So we went back to Englefield Hall, and it was myself, Mark was there, you was there, and again we had the usual knocks and bangs, child's voices, that type of thing, but again when 11 o'clock hit, that's when it all changed, and we had Mark sitting in the hallway. He was being filmed on SLS cam, and he had a handheld cam filming us, and there was a point where I went to the opposite side of the room and I could hear footsteps coming down the stairs, which again, that was damn scary because they were so loud, and we carried on investigating in that area, and one of the most scariest things that I've ever seen happen to me. We've got to say to everyone that's watching this now, this episode has not been seen yet. It's called Englefield Hall Revisited. That will be shown later on in the year, but we're showing this clip of what happened to me because it is one of my scariest moments ever, because I actually went into shock. I dropped everything and I had to try and gather me thoughts of what I saw. And what I saw was a figure of an old lady in a dress come through the wall. And it wasn't that shocked me, seeing that. It suddenly turned and it was coming towards me, and I thought I was going to be attacked, and I, that was it. I flipped out. What do you remember about that?
I do remember that. As you say, it was about 11 o'clock that things started to change, and a lot happened during that investigation, and I'm not going to spoil it for our viewers as it hasn't been shown yet. But that particular incident, I have never seen you react like you reacted. My recollection of it is we heard movement and footsteps coming from one of the rooms, and you started to go into the room, and I was directly behind you with a camera. Unfortunately, because we were going through a doorway, the camera wasn't facing into the room as such, but all I remember is you literally almost screaming, and you turned and you ran through me. It knocked me out of the way. I didn't know quite what was happening, but as you ran down the corridor, you threw the digital recorder, literally threw the equipment. I mean, you are so careful with our equipment. For you to throw it, I obviously went chasing after you, and you were inconsolable to the point where you were on the floor in a ball, going, no, no, no. And I'm like, Jeff, are you all right? What's happened? What's happened? What's happened? And you were just in sheer panic. You got up, paced around. We couldn't get any sense out of you whatsoever. And the next thing you shouted, I'm not having this, I'm not having this. And you ran back into the room that you'd run out of, with me trying to chase you. And it took probably about 10-15 minutes before you could actually tell us what had happened. And I'm sure you don't mind, and our viewers won't mind me saying this, at that point you just wanted to go. You had had enough. It had freaked you out so badly. We went back to the hotel, and from what you told me in the morning, you couldn't sleep. It was going around in your head, trying to remember what exactly had happened. And I believe you actually set up a camera to, record what was going on in your mind. But I think it's, even to this day, it's still affecting you. And certainly I've never seen you behave like that before.
And also, when I went back to the room to confront it, whatever was there, you were filming me, and Mark, he actually got up from the seat and walked around to the other hallway, which is adjacent to the room where there's another door where you can obviously look through, and he was going around there to do a filming from another angle, and as he walked down there, he actually got shoved into the wall. He put his hand out and his fingers got bent back. It was like something either barged him out the way to get by, or he got attacked at the same time.
Yeah, it was difficult because I was obviously really concerned about you, because you were just completely out of it. You know, you were in sheer panic, and at the same time as I'm trying to sort of like look after you and find out what's happened, Mark suddenly screams out and he's been thrown against the wall, and as you say, he had his fingers bent back, so both of you in panic, and really didn't at the time know what was going on. It's a very interesting place, the Englefield Hall, and as I say, there's a lot more which has happened there, but we'll wait till that episode comes out.
And do you think you'd like to go back for a longer investigation?
I would. Yeah, there's not many things that put me off. I am concerned because I think whatever is there is pretty dark. It's not friendly at all. I think there are friendly spirits there. We've heard different voices, but there is something there which is angry and doesn't want people to be in that space. But yeah, definitely go back. And I would suggest if we don't start the investigation till 10:30, because it's from 11 o'clock that it starts to kick off, and I'd be interested to see if it's still going on at 3, 4 in the morning.
Okay, Phil. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, and look after yourself.
Yep, thank you, and you.
Cheers,
Take care.
mate. Cheers.
Bye.
Hi, Mark.
Hi Jeff, how are you doing?
Yeah, all good, thanks, mate. We're talking about Englefield Hall. You was with us on the second investigation. I've already explained to people that the episode is going to be shown later in the year, but because we're doing our most scary moments, I think that was probably the most scariest for me. So what do you remember what took place on that investigation?
Well, as you told me before, and actually happened that night, it started off quite quiet till about 11, 12 o'clock, and then gradually things started happening, walking, talking, children's voices, getting touched, and the place started to come alive about that time, like you'd already said before that had happened in the previous investigation. And sort of drawing towards the end of the night nearly, we'd split up. Yourself and Phil were in one of the little off rooms off one of the halls, and I was I was sat in the main hall, sat down videoing, so I could video one hallway in the room that you and Phil were in. And there was a few things happening. I could hear creaks and noises walking around me, which we since found there was a person on the SLS actually walking past me. You were talking to whatever in the room you were in, and then all of a sudden I heard you scream and jump back. You come running into the hall where I was towards me, and through the digital recorder on the chair, we were all like wondering what was going on. So I jumped up. You were obviously in a state of shock, and we were trying to get out of you what had happened. You said to us that you'd seen something come out of the wall, and then not only did it come out of the wall, but what frightened you the most was it started coming towards you, and that's when all hell broke loose, and you basically lost it. Well, after that, I stood up, and Phil was still with you, and we managed to talk to you and asked you what had happened, and you told us. You and Phil went back into that room, and I walked into one of the hallways so I could video you through a doorway. But as I was doing that, and you were confronting what you'd ever saw, and you were raising your voice a bit, because obviously you were highly emotional after what you'd saw and trying to calculate what had happened. We had other things happen. There was walking noises and everything, and noises coming down the hallway. Then all of a sudden I got pushed up against the wall really hard. Because I was videoing in the dark, I had my fingertips out, sort of sliding against the wall and trying to find the doorway. So when I got pushed, I actually bent my fingertips back, and Phil come out to see if I was all right, and he said as he put up his camera to start videoing me when I was going to explain what had happened, an orb either flew from me or flew past me. But the whole experience of seeing you like that, I'd never seen you like that before, and like I say, you're quite a tough character when it comes to doing this, but whatever that was really shook you up, and like I've seen afterwards, it stayed with you for days after. But yeah, the getting pushed up against the wall and you seeing something, it ended the night off good, and we finished not long after that. But it did quite frighten us a bit what had happened, especially to you, and then for me to get physically and aggressively pushed up against the wall, I just wondered what it was.
Yeah, I mean, as I said to Phil, before, I would probably put the Old Norwood Fire Station #1 on my list, because it has everything that goes on there, from voices, footsteps, walking, banging, doors opening, closing, poltergeist activity. Although it's shall we say, a sort of scary place, there's nothing there that would do you any harm. But Englefield Hall is probably, it's top of my list. It's the scariest and nastiest place that I've ever been to.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of anticipation going there, because you and Phil had gone there before, and from what you'd said to me and what I'd seen on the episode, it was one of the only places which shocked me that you said it, that you actually thought about stopping the investigation partway through because of the activity, and so the anticipation for me was very high. And as I say, it just looks like an unassuming building from the outside. You get inside, it's now been all nicely decorated again. And things start off slow, and you think, oh, is anything going to happen tonight? And then bang, it just all goes off, and it's coming from all directions: children's voices, physical touches, you seeing things. The place is just amazing. It is a scary place, to be quite honest. And if you're not a seasoned investigator and you go in there just trying to have a laugh, you might have a big fight on your hands there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to arranging to go back there again, and to spend a whole night there, right the way through to dawn, because the activity kicks off at 11 o'clock at night, and I think before we was there to about 3 o'clock in the morning, but this time I think it's worth spending a lot longer there.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, we didn't want to go when we left, but we thought that we'd caught enough. You'd had enough of a scare that it sort of shook you and put you off kilter. So, but yeah, if we could go back there, I'd like to try and put this to bed, what was actually going on, with an extended investigation for a bit longer. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, Mark. Well, thanks for joining us, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Nice one. Okay, Jeff. Well, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, buddy. Take care.
Bye.
Whoa, shit. Phil.
Yeah.
Someone's coming down the stairs.
Let's come.
Shh, 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 shh. I could hear them coming down the stairs. Your name, please. No.
What's happened?
Where are you, Jeff? Where are you?
What did you see?
Keep on, Jeff.
What did you see?
Shit going down everywhere right between those two rooms.
Hey! Who are you? What's your name? I saw you. What's your name?
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm alright.
What was the figure like?
Shit! Jeff!
What's going on? What?
Someone just pushed me into the wall and I bent my fingers back. It's in here.
To finish off this episode, we'll be showing you some clips that made us jump, but not from the ghosts, the spirits or the entities, but your own team members. Here's the footage, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, take care, and we'll see you again soon. I'll tell you what I will do. Hey Mark, if you where is Mark?
Let me down there.
Bloody laugh out of me.
Who the fuck's that? Jesus Christ almighty. All I turned around and saw this black shadow. I didn't even know it'd come in behind me. You wally. I just heard the leaves move on the floor and I'm looking there, I could see a pair of legs. Then I looked up and I saw this twat in a hat. I didn't even know he was there. Touch this device.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I nearly dropped everything.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. It's dusty down here.
Fuck. Oh, okay, that's it. Let's end the session. No, I've nearly hurt me back again. I've just had 2 weeks out.